Please, thank you. Good morning. Welcome to the Philadelphia Fair Housing Commission. My name is Ali D. Medeiros. I am the attorney for the Philadelphia Fair Housing Commission. Also present from the Fair Housing Commission staff is Ms. Alexis Enlow, who's your case manager, and Mr. Michael Fontaine, who's on here as PCHR FHC staff. He runs our Zoom hearings for us. Before the hearing, I'm required to go over a few things with you. First, you're being recorded. We record all our hearings. By remaining online and participating in the hearing, you are consenting to be recorded. Our Zoom hearings have the same force and effect as if we were in person. The only difference is on Zoom, we do not have a court reporter. In the event either party wants to appeal a final order of this commission, you can reach out to me or Ms. Enlow, the case manager, and we'll provide you with a copy of the video recording. Please be mindful of what you're saying and doing because it is being recorded. Second, at 9 o'clock this morning, the commissioners and myself, the attorney, met in a private executive session to discuss the day's cases. We do that on every hearing day with every case. Third, the parties had the opportunity to submit documents. I have the submitted documents saved on my computer and can share them with everyone on the screen. Please keep in mind that the commission generally only reviews the very basic documents in a case prior to the hearing. If you would like a document reviewed by the commission, please reference it by name, date, or description so that I can post it on the screen for everyone to look at the same time. Lastly, during the course of today's hearing, it might be necessary for the commissioners to speak privately to make decisions in this matter. If they need to do that, they'll invite you to join separate rooms divided by party called breakout rooms. A prompt will come on your screen at the appropriate moment asking you if you would like to join a breakout room. We will direct you to click join when you see that prompt. Once in the breakout room, please remain in the room. We will never end a hearing when you are in a separate room. Please make sure you're back in this main room and that a commissioner or staff member dismisses you before you log off, or hang up. Thank you very much for listening. With that, I'm going to hand the case over to Ms. Enlow. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. This is the matter of Kayla Marcolango versus Ronisha Fisher. This is the second fair housing hearing for this matter. The docket number is 2025-01-09-19605. There is also a matter in CCP ejectment, case ID 250-203-086. At this time, beginning with the tenant, can you please state and then spell your first and last name slowly and clearly for the record?
Yeah, my name is Kayla Marcolongo. That's KaylaMarcolongo.
Thank you. Landlord, can you please state and spell your first and last name slowly and clearly for the record?
Ronisha Fisher, Ronesha, Fisher, Fisher.
At this time, I would like to swear the parties in. Can you please raise your right hands? Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. The commission has 3 rules for today's hearing. First, do not speak over or interrupt each other, and do not speak over or interrupt the commissioners. Each party will have an opportunity to give testimony and present evidence. Second, please do not use generic phrases such as he or she. When you refer to an individual, please use the tenant, the landlord, or their name to keep the record clear. And third, when giving a date, please give a complete date that includes the year each time. The commissioners present today are Commissioner Baez, Commissioner Brunson, Commissioner Butler, and Commissioner Hussain. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning and welcome to the Fair Housing Commission. Can you hear me?
A little bit.
Do you need me to? Let me see.
It's a little low,
Is
Commissioner Brunson.
Is that better?
I think so, but
Okay. I want to make sure that the tenant can hear me. Can you hear me, Ms. Marcolongo?
You're a little low still.
I'm still low. Is that better?
Yeah. I can hear you now.
It's better, Ms. Marcolongo?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for being here today. Because you filed this complaint, we're going to start with you first. I want to make sure this complaint was filed on January 9th, 2025. Is that correct?
Yes.
Can you tell us what address we're here for?
6638 Marsden Street, first floor.
You have to give the complete address, city and state.
Philadelphia, PA 19135.
Okay, thank you. And when did you move into this residence?
Mid-September 2022.
And is this a house or apartment?
A duplex.
Duplex. At any time during your tenancy, whether when you moved in or after, did you receive a document called Certificate for Rental Suitability?
No,
At any time during your tenancy, whether it's when you moved in or afterwards, did you receive a lead safe or lead free certificate?
no.
And what is your current rent?
It's 10.45. That's including a water fee.
And was that the rent when you moved in?
No, the rent when I moved in was I think I was paying $9.95
Okay, so when
with the water fee.
when did it increase?
Um, Sometime I want to say last year. I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head.
So sometime in 2024.
Yes.
Um, and what is your understanding of the lease?
I
The lease
basically
term?
pay her to live here. The only rules that I was told moving in was any repairs to message her, and I'm responsible for um maintenance of the front yard and backyard.
Okay. And when I say what is your understanding of the lease, I mean what is the lease term?
It was yearly, and then it got changed to month to month.
Okay. And when did it go to month to month?
After the first year ended.
Okay. Um, and did you pay a security deposit when you moved in?
Yes.
How much was that?
It was first, last, and pet deposit.
Okay. So
It was like I believe 3,200 around that.
so when you take a first and last, so $9.95 for both, and then a pet deposit.
Yes.
And when is the last time you paid rent
November
of what year?
2024.
And was that for the month of November?
Yes.
So you have rent outstanding for December 2024 and then January, February, March, and April of this year.
Yes.
Okay. And can you tell us why you filed this complaint?
I filed this complaint because I was seeking help in a case where I was being constantly harassed over the outstanding rent balance. When I made it known that I have the rent put into escrow because of ongoing repair issues and harassment issues with an open L&I case, and I was never given any proof that anything was that was being fixed. And on top of that, I was withholding because of the harassment, knowing that she doesn't have a renter's license. I wanted to get out of the apartment, but it wasn't made easy.
Okay. And when you started withholding rent, did you let your landlord know that you were going to be withholding rent?
Yes.
When did you said, why did you start withholding rent?
I originally started withholding rent because of the repair issues. There was a hairline fracture in a plumbing pipe in the basement, and there was raw sewage leak for about 30 days.
And when did that happen and when did you notify your landlord?
So that happened around October 13th, and I notified her within like 3 days, I think, because I was asking my uncle to send me pictures so I can include that with the repair.
And
But the
that was October of last year, 2024.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, and so and when did you notify her?
Around October 13th of
Okay.
2024.
So you notified her on October 13th and it started on October 13th. So you notified her the same day you found out.
I think it started like around October 11th, 2024, I want to say, because there was a 2-day period.
Um, were there any other issues that you were having?
The following month, so the hairline crack in the pipe started October 11th of 2024. I agreed to pay rent because she said she was fixing it, and then fast forward the next month around November 16th of 2024, the upstairs neighbor called over a gas leak, and the gas company had shut the heating system off because of something wrong with the pipe. I'm not really sure the dynamics of that exactly. And then on November 18th of 2024, there was an additional flood, I believe from the water meter heater. I was at work when it happened. I wasn't really understanding the dynamics of that either, but I do have pictures and proof of notification of all of that.
And when you informed your landlord of these issues, what was her response?
She said she was having people come out to fix it.
Did anyone come out to fix the repair or repair any of these things?
There was a couple people coming in and out. I think the water department came to check the pipe repair. The gas company came out the day of the gas leak, but I don't recall them coming out any other time after that. They did like a temporary repair. And then the flood with the water meter, I think the water department did come out with that, and they replaced part of the water meter pipe.
Okay, so as it stands today, are any of those repairs still outstanding?
I'm not really sure. I think the gas company might be, but again, I wasn't really given any like thing. I was given any. I'm sorry.
Are you still in the residence?
I am.
Okay. Do you have heat?
I'm still what?
Do you have heat and hot water?
Yes.
Okay. But you said you're not sure if the
If the gas leak is still ongoing, because there was a gas leak also when we like around the time we moved in September of 2023 or 2022, sorry. And they also did a temporary repair. I called L&I to try to see if the stuff was fixed, but I didn't know that they didn't thoroughly investigate that. They just called the companies back. I wasn't aware of that. But according to him, it was still open, and L&I has not come back since the first visit.
okay.
So I'm not sure where the repairs stand.
Okay. And what is it that you're seeking from the commission today?
Basically just alleviation from the harassment, and moving forward, I need some type of direction because I would personally like to move. I told Vernisha Fisher last year around October of 2024 that I had no intention of staying here, but there is another tenant on the lease, and I basically needed help towards getting him out as well. And because of the petty bickering and arguing back and forth, that was kind of hard on my part because I don't know how to move forward with the drama and tension between the two of the Vernisha Fisher, the landlord, and my uncle Henry Belli, the other tenant.
Okay. And we do see that there were a few notices to vacate that you received. Is that
Yes.
accurate? You received a notice to vacate on December the 10th of 2024, and then another one on December 31st, 2024, and then another one in January of
Yes.
2025.
I didn't include all of them because there's an obnoxious amount, but there's been more than just those as well.
Okay. Do any of the other commissioners have any questions?
No questions.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we're going to hear from.
If I could just interrupt for a minute, we had two people join. I see somebody named Denisha. If the person who's here is Denisha, can unmute themselves and let me know their relationship to this case, please? Hi, the person who's here is Denisha. I need you to unmute yourself and let me know what your relationship is to the case. If I don't get a verbal response from people, I'm going to kick them out just to avoid any issues. I see somebody named Latoya Lloyd. If you can hear me, can you please unmute yourself and let me know your relationship to this case? Again, hi, good morning.
Yes, I'm Latoya Lloyd. I'm here in support of the landlord, Ronisha Fisher.
You're not here to speak today, though, are you?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna make you a member of the public and you just remain on mute, please. I see somebody else named Denisha. Again, Denisha, hi, unmute. If you want to talk, please unmute. Unfortunately, if I can't hear somebody or have a chat confirmation, that you're a real person, I have to remove you. Hi, hi, last time, Denisha, if you can hear me. Oh, I see another Denisha. Hi, Denisha, if you can hear me. Now I have two Denishas. At least one of you needs to please unmute. If not, I'm gonna just remove you.
Can you
Hi.
hear me?
Yeah, what's,
Okay, sorry, I couldn't unmute. I am in support of Ranisha Fisher, the landlord.
are you speaking today?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna make you a member of the public. If you're not speaking today, you need to remain on mute and keep your camera off, please.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, go ahead, Commissioner.
Ms. Fisher, you've heard the testimony from your tenant, Ms. Marcolongo. Is there anything that you would like to clear up or address that she has stated?
Yes,
Okay,
I'm allowed to speak now.
yeah, you can proceed.
Okay. So I do have a report that I wanted to write up. So I wanted to start off with saying to the honorable members of Philadelphia Fair Housing Commission, my name is Ranisha Fisher, and I am the owner and landlord of the property located at 6638 Marsden Street in Philadelphia. I have lived on the premises while also renting a portion of my home to the tenant, Kayla Marco Congalango.
Ms. Fisher, at this point, we just want you to address whatever Ms. Marcolongo has stated, and before I get you to do that, I need to know, do you have a license for this property?
At this moment, I am in compliance with LNI to retrieve my license. So no, I do not.
Okay, and have you had a license at any point during the time that Ms. Marcolongo has stayed here?
Not at this time.
Do you live in the duplex?
Yes, I currently live in a duplex.
Okay.
And I do have some additional information I would like to share as well. So, to just talk about some of the things that she went over.
Before you do that, I'm sorry, one more thing. Do you have a lead certificate for your property?
Yes, I do.
Okay, when did you get that lead certificate?
I got that last certificate in January of 2025.
Did you give a copy to Ms. Marcolongo?
When she first moved in, she was given a brochure of the lead safety of Pennsylvania.
I mean, the actual lead certificate, though.
She did not.
Okay.
No, I am not able to give her anything at this moment due to her changing the locks on my property and barricading the home.
Okay. So, what I need for you to do is when you get a chance, can you send us a copy of the lead certificate?
I have sent that already as well.
Okay. And you send us a copy of the certificate for renter suitability?
Yes, I sent that as well.
Okay. And then one last thing, can you confirm the amount of the security deposit that Ms. Marcolongo gave to you?
$9.95.
Okay. All right. You may proceed.
Okay, so once I was in, yes,
Allie, you're on mute.
Ms. Fisher, are you holding a last month's rent?
say that again.
Are you holding a last month's rent?
No, she did security in first. She did not do
Okay.
last.
And then I just want to put two certificates on the screen. So this is a certificate of rental suitability. Do you have a copy of one of these?
I do not.
Okay. And then I'm putting the lead safe certificate just to confirm you have one of these.
No, I do not.
You don't have either of these. Okay, thank you.
No.
She just asked me, did she have it? And I said she did not. I did not send it to her.
She said that she didn't give it to her.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought I was talking to Miss
Oh,
Fisher.
sorry.
So Miss Fisher, have you seen either of those?
I sent them both to Alexis and
Okay.
Love.
And they looked like the things I'm putting on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Just appreciate it.
Okay, so to piggyback off of what Kayla Marco Congalongo said, the Kayla's uncle became an unauthorized third-party communicator. It made it increasingly difficulty for me to manage the property. He began reporting issues directly to the city's L&I department, not allowing me the opportunity to address any of these concerns. So starting off with the water and plumbing issue, he called water department to state about a hairline fracture. She informed me on October the 13th. I informed her October 28th that a reliable water department would come out and fix the issue. I did receive a notice of the tech because they called the water department immediately before I could even address the issue or fix the problem. And the city of Philadelphia only gives you a certain amount of time to fix the issue. It was 14 days they gave me to correct the problem. The repairs cost nearly $10,000 to fix. I don't have $10,000 to give up immediately in 14 days. Yes, she did receive a notice of, if the property is not habitable for you to live in because due to no water, you have to move because you cannot live in a home without any water. She has water in her home. She has hot water. She has heat. And she also has all of the other issues fixed in the property. So I'm just letting you guys know that I have faced multiple challenges with Kayla Marco Congalongo and her uncle. The beginning of 2024, she informed me that her uncle had a drug abuse. So since the substances, the rent payments became late, inconsistent, and eventually they stopped altogether. She stated that her uncle was actually the one helping her to pay the rent, and she needed him to get out. I'm not here today to ask her for any back rent. The money she has in escrow, she can take that money and she can leave out the premises. I'm not sure why are we here, what issue she's trying to address today. She can have the money she has saved up and leave. That's all I'm requesting, because I'm actually trying to make sure that the money that she paid, the rental income, was going directly to the monthly mortgage payments. So without this income, I have received multiple foreclosures notices on my mortgage company, from my mortgage company, and I sent that over. I have borrowed from my 401k savings to cover the basic expenses and bills. I'm also a student enduring this financial strain that's causing me emotional and hardship right now while I'm also working.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Fisher. So just to be clear, are you aware of the open L&I violations?
Yes, I'm aware of the open L&I violations. The open L&I violations is due to her uncle living in the basement that's not allowed. I sent you guys the L&I violation. And I also sent pictures of the uncle living in the basement. I cannot come into compliance with L&I at the moment because, one, the home is the locks have been changed on my home. So when I give my 24-hour notice that I can come out there with maintenance, I'm unable to get into the premises because of the doors being locked, and I don't have a key. So that's illegal on her behalf. Secondly, she has her uncle living in the basement. L&I won't bring me into compliance because he's not allowed to live in the basement. I have multiple pictures that I also sent over to show proof that he's living in the basement and he's currently still there.
Okay.
And other basic repairs that L&I let me know is like a paint job or something like that, but I'm unable to get into my property just because the locks have been changed or is barricaded every time I'm giving her a 24-hour notice.
Thank you, Ms. Fisher. Do any of the other commissioners have questions?
I'd just like to ask the tenant, have you changed the locks on this property?
So I have not. What we did is we got travel safety locks because Miss Vernicia was, I'm sorry, I'm gonna backtrack on that because I don't want to assume. We were waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning with our front door unlocked. The only other person having a key is Miss Vernicia Fisher, maybe some other friends, I'm not exactly sure. So we got travel safety locks to put on the front door. Whenever she did schedule like a visit or anything else, maintenance, she was scheduling inspections, she was scheduling other tenant viewings. So anytime she did schedule something, we would take the locks off. However, we had to barricade the door. I know she also mentioned that because the one incident, she came into the house unsolicited, no warning, no nothing. This was after she had texted me saying that she's moving back into the apartment. She's saying that she came in, she was parading around. She's like, I'm not leaving. This is my apartment. I live here now. Because of that type of harassment, and every time she would come out to the house, I didn't feel safe. So therefore, I did get travel locks, and I did put travel locks on the door so that she should not come out when she
Okay,
wasn't.
okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Am I able to respond to that?
Make it brief, please.
Yeah, so the locks are illegally changed on the home, as you did state. And I do not have no access or keys to those locks that's changed on the home.
We understand.
It's the original
We,
locks.
All
we
right,
understand.
That's enough, thank you. If there are no other questions for other commissioners, I'll give.
Well, the landlord needs to send, the CRS, and the lead that you,
Yes,
have
can you
informed us
send
that
that
you.
again? Ms. Fisher, can you send those documents again?
I sent it to Alexis and Love.
Like I said, can you please send those documents again?
You want me to email Alexis again?
Sure,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, if there are no other questions from other commissioners, Ms. Marcolongo, you can give us briefly anything that you have not already covered. You can give us any final statements that you may have.
Okay, I first want to address some rebuttals of what she said. I do have a picture of my safety deposit. It was not $995. It was over $3,000, and I do have proof of everything I say. I can send pictures of anything.
Yeah,
In regards,
you should send proof of that to Alexis as well.
okay, thank you. And it's dated. Everything's dated. In regards to the L&I repairs, when L&I came out, he specifically said that my uncle being in the basement was the least of his worries, as long as he was upstairs by the end of the 90 days or 60 days, whichever like it took for the landlord to make the repairs, that would be okay. Also, he was upstairs in the living room for a period of time after L&I had told us. However, his bed was downstairs. I would like to see the timestamp on the pictures that she submitted, because I guarantee you it was not before December, or it was not after December. However, he did move back into the basement. Once she came out, she broke the door down and she pepper sprayed him. 2 separate incidents, 2 separate dates. So the front room that she is referring to, the second bedroom, is uninhabitable. At this moment, there's still pepper spray on the wall, and the door is still broken down. So that's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Fisher, if you have any final statements of things you have not already covered.
Yes, so to say my final statements, I just wanted to let you know that I have filed multiple police reports on this incident due to the locks being changed, and also tenant stealing, I'm sorry, locks being changed, and with L&I, that is on the paper that you'll see, that's a code violation stating that the tenant uncle cannot live in the basement. So in order for me to become in compliance, he has to remove himself from the basement.
Right. We got that part. We heard that from you. Is anything new that you haven't said to us?
And give me one moment. I'm just looking over my paperwork. I believe this is everything that I have stated. I'm just looking to see. I think that's all that I have going for now.
Okay, the commission is going to take a brief recess. You're going to see a button to ask you to go to a breakout room. Please do not leave until you are dismissed.
So there's a lot of public members that I'm going to put in the waiting room.
Okay, just want to make sure both the tenant and the landlord can both hear me.
Yes.
Something happened to my hold on for 1 second. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, is Miss Marcolongo, is she still on?
It had me in a break room, but nobody showed up.
Yeah, there wasn't supposed to be anybody in there. It's just a waiting room.
I think we're missing Miss Marcolongo.
Yeah, I don't think I have her on here anymore. Alexis, can you give her a call, please?
Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We're just waiting for the tenant to come back.
Oh, no, I was just saying, after this meeting, I can send over the paperwork that I'm not sure, somebody asked me to send it again.
We'll go over that when the tenant gets here.
Say that again?
We'll go over that when the tenant gets here.
Okay.
It looks like she's right.
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me, Ms. Marcolongo?
I'm sorry, my toddler's having a temper tantrum right now. I can hear you now.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we're going to actually hold this case under advisement. We need for the both of you to send us a few things. Ms. Fisher, we need you to send us a copy of the certificate for renter suitability, that's the CRS, and also a copy of the lead to Ms. Alexis Enlow. And we also need you to send us proof of what you of the security deposit that you have. Ms. Marcolongo, you said that you also have proof of the security deposit that you gave the landlord, so we need you to send us proof of that.
Yep.
And also we need you, Ms. Marcolongo, to allow your landlord access to the apartment. You have to take those, I don't know, travel locks, you have to take those off, and you have to give her 24 access with in 24 hours.
Okay.
Miss Shalisa, can you hear me?
Yes.
What am I to do with, I'm trying to be in compliance with Eleanor. What am I to do with her uncle that's living in the basement?
It's gonna be addressed in the final order. We need those documents first, but, yeah, that's the statement at the moment. It will be addressed in the final order.
So what is, you said this is under advisement,
Yes,
meaning what
We need
exactly?
those documents from you before we can make a final order.
Can you hold this meeting so I can send it off to her now?
nope, we have another meeting coming up, so you
Yeah.
need to send it, and we'll make a decision as soon as we get those documents.
Right, I understand, Ali, how do you say your last name?
Medeiros.
Demadiris. I just don't want this to go too much longer because I do work. And this is also, I
Sure.
don't want this to be into my like, because I'm at work currently right now and I just took the time off.
Ms. Fisher, this is not going to be another hearing. We're going to
Okay.
under advisement, and then you're going to get a written copy of what the order is.
Okay.
We just need
I'm
you to
sorry.
fill
I
out
also have a question before we break off.
yes.
So we don't have, like, she can come in whenever she wants. The only problem is our door is broken off its hinges. It's being currently held up with a table. So, like, I don't know if there's a way we can.
You have to,
Like-
you have to let her in. You have to remove the table. You have to let her
I-
fix the door. If the door is broken, you have to remove the table to let her in. If she gives you,
I understand that. So I just let the door fall to the ground at that point.
she's gonna need 20, if she gives you 24 hours notice, you have to make sure she can gain access. That's the answer.
Okay, she's always had access, but that's, well, remove
We're
it.
not arguing. That's the order.
So as soon as you submit those documents to the commission, we can give you a final order, and that will be in writing.
All right. And one other question. If I'm coming to a statement to state that the money that she has, and she informed me that she wanted to leave in April, the money that she has in escrow, is she not allowed to take that money that she has in escrow and just remove herself off the premises? I'm not looking for any cash back or anything like that.
That's something you guys can discuss.
All right, if you want to discuss that, if you two want to discuss that amongst yourselves, you can do that, but we are not making a rule.
Okay, so what exactly is your advisement going to say? Because I'm not fully aware of what exactly I'm going to be looking for from you
So
guys.
that's why we need your documents. So you'll see what the advisement says when we send it to you. We need the documents before we can do the advisement, before we can give you the order, sorry.
Okay, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm a little bit ignorant to what you're saying. You're saying the order to do what?
Come here.
Like, what is this order stating, or what is this referencing?
So we're going to give you a final order when we have your documents. We can't give you a final order until we have your documents, because those documents will let us know what the order is going to state.
Okay, then the order, I didn't take it to another judge or,
So the order's gonna say whether or not you're allowed to end this tenancy and what, if any, rent is owed. Just because you want her out, you're not allowed to end a tenancy without certain documents. You have to.
right, I understand that because this is not eviction court. So
No.
I'm just trying to get in compliance with L&I so that way I can then move with the eviction court because because at the end of the day, once I get an order from you, and then if I get it compliance with L&I, then I move to eviction court. So that way she can then be evicted.
Ma'am, I'm just explaining what our process is. Anything further, you're gonna have to consult with an attorney on what to do next. We're holding it under advisement for those three things, which is a copy of the CRS, a copy of the lead, and proof of what was paid in security. And that's all I can really say today.
Okay, and then for security, you're not looking for the first and last, you're just looking for the security deposit, correct?
Everything paid. So first, last, and security.
Okay,
Cool?
yep.
Okay. At this time, if there's no further questions, we're gonna end the hearing. Awesome. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and end this one, Commissioner.